I have a dream of a sports and esports gaming center with the world's fastest Wi-Fi, with an incredible whole building audio setup, 4K cameras, and stupid fast fiber optic networking everywhere. To be clear, the dream is still alive, but as you can see, we are painfully behind schedule. The power's not finished, the data's barely half running. They are still today putting in the boxes that our Wi-Fi is supposed to mount to. And somehow we are supposed to be soft opening at the end of next month. But we have a plan. With the help of EcoFlow, who sponsored this video and sent over their awesome new Delta Pro 3 smart battery backup to give us power while we work, I and the tech Avengers here are going to be hopefully solving some of our problems and getting this train back on the tracks. And by hopefully, I mean we have to, because starting tomorrow, Jake and I are each going to be out of office for 2 weeks.
To get 100% completion of this part of the project, we need a rack, 2 wall racks, 9 patch panels, 200 terminations, 4 fiber bays, 8 network switches, 200 patch cables.
Okay, let's just see how far we get. The good news is the rack will at least be a little bit easier than last time thanks to an awesome new technology okay, it's kind of like that tool for eating, you know, but like huge.
Like a fork.
Yeah, that's how we got it up here. Cool, right?
Okay, maybe there's a little bit of movement still.
Oh yeah, it's gotta go in that room, huh?
Oh, jeez.
I just need to get under it.
Okay.
One moment, please.
Okay. Wow,
We good?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, buddy! And now it's on wheels. Hey, thanks Hammond Manufacturing. This is part of their H1 series of data center cabinets. It's 42 rack units, plus these cool 6 extra ones on the side that honestly don't even make it that much wider, which should be enough for all the networking, server equipment, and battery backup that we'll need for our badminton and pickleball business. And hopefully esports gaming events, assuming the city of Surrey gets on board. Knock on wood, metal wood. Speaking of networking, I hope we have a plan for all of this.
Hey, it's not so bad. Some of it's going downstairs.
Why did we bring it up here? Thing is, in a building this big, you don't have the option of home running everything to the same server room because some of the Ethernet runs are longer than the maximum supported distance. One way around this is to use fiber optics, and in some cases where we need very high-speed connectivity over a great distance, that makes a ton of sense. But in most situations within this building, it doesn't. So instead of us trying to work out how to adapt a fiber cable into every single security camera, we built this closet that is also going to be packed with networking. Realistically, we probably could have crammed a regular floor standing rack in here, but as someone who has done that in the past in a room this size, it really sucks. And this is just for network stuff anyway. So instead, we opted for a pair of these Hammond wall-mounted vertical racks. This side over here is primarily going to be for the fiber that connects this room to the main server room, as well as the fiber that connects it to the second wall for gaming events that we're hoping to be able to host. Massive shout out, by the way, to Infinite Cables. When I first heard their name, I didn't really take it seriously, but given how much they've sent us for this project, I think it might be literal. I think their supply of cables is infinite.
So anything on this side of the courts or in the office up front, that's going to the server room right over there.
Everything else is going to terminate into this little network closet right here that is smack dab in the middle between the 2 units, going into a switch which effectively resets our maximum distance. Then we have a high-speed fiber link that goes back to the main server room where Jake is. The last piece we need for the fiber side is this UniFi high-capacity aggregation switch. It's got 28 10 gig SFP plus ports, and then it's got 4 25 gig SFP 28 ports. These are the ones that are going to run back to the server room. The rest of these are going to be short fiber patch cables from this to the other side where we're going to have all of our copper. And that's going to be for our Wi-Fi access points, our security cameras. I don't know if we have a POS terminal in the concession stand.
POS.
That kind of thing. No, not piece of shit.
Oh.
Point of sale.
It's the same thing.
Because so many of the devices on this side can be powered with their network cable using PoE, we're gonna be using their ProMax 48 PoE. This thing is sick. It's got a total of 48 PoE ports. 32 of them are 1 gig with, looks like 8 of them supporting PoE++, so that's higher power devices. It's got 16 that run at 2.5 gig. That's perfect for our Wi-Fi 7 access points. And then it's got a handful of SFP+ ports that run at 10 gigs. So if we were to trunk all of these, then we could have up to 40 gigs on our uplink here, which is way more than we would need. Probably the coolest thing about this though is that it has RGB lighting. And not in like a silly, you know, for gamers way. What do they call it? Ether lighting?
Ether lighting, yeah.
Something like that. It's diagnostic. So it works best when paired with, you know, their patch cords that are clear and
They're
kind of show them.
translucent, so it kind of catches the light. You can pick a port in their software and go, show me that one. Or you can color all your APs green and your security cameras purple. Or
Since the low voltage construction lads are terminating fiber in the main server room right now, we kind of don't want to get in their way. So we're going to be building up the rack in the corner office here. Jake's got all the gear that he's going to be populating it with, kind of laid out here. Actually, this is not even all of it.
There's more.
Awesome. So I'm going to leave him to that for now. What he's going to need in order to make sure any of it works, though, is power, which is going to be provided by our EcoFlow Delta Pro 3. We were originally thinking of deploying this thing as part of the WAN show set so that we could make the ultimate unstoppable WAN show. Like, seriously, we could broadcast the entire show off of this thing, plus the battery units that Jake has over there. Do you want to bring those in, Jake?
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic.
That feels great, doesn't it? There you go.
Okay, basically they're IP65 rated, and we've got a total of 12 kilowatt hours of battery in the pack that we've got here. Let us know in the comments if you still want to see us do that WAN show setup. But for now, this was great timing for us to be able to test this stuff while the power to the building isn't fully hooked up yet. So we'll be running entirely off of these pre-charged batteries for today, but in the long term, this has a ton of flexibility in terms of power inputs. It comes with a standard non-proprietary C19 charging cable, and with an upgraded cable like this one from Infinite Cables, it can do up to 4,000 watts max AC charging speed, and yes, supports both 120 and 240 volts. It can also get power with solar, direct from your car's alternator. It can use EV charging, it can use your car's 12-volt outlet, and it can even use a gas generator. Most importantly for us though, it has a sub 10 millisecond transfer time, meaning that it behaves about like a proper server UPS. So even if the power does go out or doesn't exist in the first place, our networking equipment should perform flawlessly. And with an output of 4,000 watts, you can even power high wattage appliances like AC units, water pumps, fridges, and more. Of course, Jake also needs internet, which he's told me is going to be a bit of an adventure. So while he works on building out the rack, I guess I'm going to go figure that out. So the server room is way on the other end of that wall, and our internet connection comes in here, where AJ from the float plane / LMG infra team,
everything.
Yeah, whatever. AJ is going to help us get from this box to there.
Yeah.
But it's not that simple.
No, because we are running single mode fiber up to the room.
And this is single mode.
Yes.
So everything's great.
No, this is a APC-C cable, and we're trying to run it to an LC adapter. But we don't have it yet. So what we're going to try to do is take this cable and splice it with what Infinite Cable provided, which is fast connect kits. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it works and we have internet.
So we're just going to hope that even though I've never field terminated fiber before, that I'm going to pull it off.
Yes.
So I have to get this onto the fiber that's in there?
Yes. It's a fast connect.
This is fast?
Oh, you got it. And it's not long enough, I think.
No, that's fine, that's good. You know what? This was a practice run. Don't even worry, AJ. Dude, we got this. We're unstoppable.
You know, the success chances are very slim. We're trying our best, but I don't think we're doing this the right way.
To all the professionals watching this saying, hey, they're doing it wrong, we know. We're just trying stuff. We're trying stuff. You gotta try stuff in life.
While Linus sorts out that side of the internet, let's talk about this side. For our router and, controller, this thing does a lot. We're using a pretty new device. This is called the Dream Machine Pro Max, and if you're not familiar with Ubiquiti's Dream Machine lineup, it's a router, controller, kind of NVR, which is for security camera recording, switch all in one. They also upgraded the CPU, so instead of around 3.5 gigabit of intrusion detection prevention, this one can do about 5 gigabit, and it can firewall and route at full 10 gig, which with the little 10 gig ports we've got here should be perfect for our application. Except we have not just one, but two. Next up is a fiber LGX. I don't know what LGX stands for off the top of my head, but it's basically a fancy thing to hold fiber cables, kind of more properly. You've probably seen us in the past just use a normal like Ethernet patch panel with keystones, which works, but not the best because it's not really protected. And since we have a lot of armored fiber coming in here, they can actually just poke the armor straight into this box. And then inside, the fiber will spool up in here and be protected behind. And all we have in the front is just little patch cables. Now that the fiber LGX patch bay thingies are installed, we can talk about our core switch. It's the same switch that was downstairs, literally. Turns out the plan kind of changed and all the fiber is coming up here. So we stole the high cap aggregation we showed you downstairs and we're putting it up here. This is gonna be our core switch. So the internet comes into this guy and then all of the other switches in the building, even the ones downstairs, are gonna connect into this directly. So every single switch in the building is gonna look like one big branch off of this one. It just makes kind of management easier. So even though we're gonna have a bunch of extra ports on here, we could use those for the fibers down there. We just wanna keep everything that's access, like a device plugs into it, separate from this core switch just to make maintenance a little bit easier and kind of the topology a little bit simpler. Our stack is drooping.
This whole thing is just, look at how bad this is.
I know I'm actually a little worried about that.
Yeah,
That looks like it's gonna bend. Turns out it's kind of our fault. We didn't order the blanking panels that are supposed to go here and reinforce this if you're not using it. So for now, we're gonna just try and stick the gear in and see what happens. If it doesn't work, we'll have to like distribute some of the load in the parts that are better reinforced and then change it later. About a painstaking hour later, we have almost everything installed. We've got all of our switches and most of our patch panels. And fortunately, it's a lot less sketch now. I mean, it's still a little bit sketch. They're gonna send us the blanking panels, which will help that, but it is far more stable. And the last piece, at least for now, is these NVRs. We're using standard Ubiquiti NVRs, even though they have a Pro NVR that is 2Us. I just like using the standard ones because you can do two and then stack them together in software so that you get the performance of having multiple discrete units. They act like one in software, and you can fit more hard drives. Speaking of hard drives, we're gonna be using these Seagate 22 terabytes, which seems like overkill, and it's because it is. Thanks to Seagate for sending these over. We're gonna equip each of them with 4. So we'll have like 100 terabytes almost, or 90 terabytes almost in each unit. That should be quite a bit of camera capacity. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but the EcoFlow has this wonderful 240, 208 volt, 30 amp plug in the front. So we got an adapter. This is L1430 to L630, and then we just had a random PDU, which is just fancy term for big ass power bar. And we're gonna leave that in the back of the rack for now. Long term, we have proper like networked PDU, so we can like turn off a port if we want, if something's broken and not responding to power cycle it. But for now, this will allow us to turn things on and try it out. We have 7.6 days of power. Oh, we have 32 days of power. Look at that. It's all off battery. Thanks, EcoFlow. I feel the eco flowing through me right now. Do you feel it, Sean?
I feel something, but I'm not sure if it's eco.
Oh. If you hit me in the face, I'll give you 20 bucks.
Oh, hey, that sounds like a deal. Close?
It's not bad, eh? Boom. You have no idea how easy this is gonna be. I, for many years, have hated cable managing network racks, but no longer. Boom, done. Boom. It's managed. It might not be managed well, but it only took seconds. And if I need to change it again, like maybe to do it properly, boom, Pretty cool, huh? LTTstore.com, which will be linked down in the description along with links to all the other stuff we installed, which is going to be a very long list at this point.
I'd love to do a little check-in with Dan.
Yeah.
You told me about our amazing, IP speaker system and all of those. My goodness, these are really big.
They're so green.
They are very green, so they're from Soundtube Entertainment. Who the devil are they, and what's good about this?
I don't know.
Are we doing a test with the speakers today?
I would hope so. Do you have PoE?
I would hope so.
There's no, there's nothing in the ceiling.
We're gonna have these pretty much everywhere, so this is not gonna be the kind of place where, could the owner of a super loud BMW please be less of a jackass? Are we allowed to say that about Jake if he can't hear us?
Oh, probably.
He'll review the video. Wow! Nice rack.
It is. Dude, look at how mint it is. There's definitely no flex.
There's a little bit of flex.
Yeah, we're missing the
Right.
the blocking panels.
I mean, whatever.
But everything's plugged in and
That's
NCM
awesome.
cable managed.
Nice.
We're just waiting for you to mount an access point.
And then do we get to do a Wi-Fi test?
Yes.
Awesome.
You should go do that.
See you later. Now, I've ridden a scissor lift before, but I have never gone this high. The ceiling here is 32 feet, which is a little over 9 meters. I mean, solid, right? Now I gotta tell you, I've overcome a lot thanks to my years as a painter, but my natural state is to be quite distressed by heights. And this is by far the highest I've ever gone in a scissor lift. Okay, I just want to hold on to this. Wow. Okay. I do not like this. Okay, what am I supposed to do?
Terminate a cable and install the AP.
I am so unhappy right now. I don't think I could be less happy. Yes, I could be less happy. There could be a cactus in my ass right now. While I'm doing this, I would be less happy, but I am pretty unhappy. Andrew, you worked construction. Are you like comfortable with this?
Yeah, I don't mind this at all.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? Good for you. Don't suppose you guys sent me up here with a testing tool or anything, huh?
No, I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. That's fine.
So the testing tool is just you plugging the WAP. It should light up.
Yeah. Okay, WAP has a really different meaning in English now. Don't call it a WAP. She's plugged. Come on, baby. Please work. Hey, there it is. There. Good enough, right?
Beautiful.
Hey, we did it. Okay, let's get the hell out of here.
Okay, please God, for once in your life. Oh, me. I could have handed it to him in a less precarious
Yeah,
way.
why did you give it to me with all these pieces? I just need the phone.
Because it's okay.
Speed test, let's go. Woo!
How fast is it going?
1.3 gigabit.
Damn.
Damn. What's our internet speed here?
3 gig.
3 gig, all right.
Oh yeah, you're connected to the same AP as me. I'd set that to 6 gigahertz, 320 wide.
I only got 300 up. Is our connection symmetric?
Yes, but you might be far away, and 6 gigahertz is very low range.
Yes, okay, fair enough. Well, I can fix that. We're closer to 1.5 gigs now download. Woo! 1.43, and my upload's about 550 megabit.
I have some bad news.
Yeah?
So while you are testing Wi-Fi 7, they haven't released firmware with MLO or multi-link operation yet, which is what allows you to connect to like 5 gigahertz and 6 gigahertz at the same time, and maybe get like 2 gigabit over Wi-Fi. They don't have that yet.
All right.
Oh, no way. So these new APs, the U7 Pro Max, have a dedicated radio for scanning. Oh, cool. So they can scan all the time. You don't have to like pause the Wi-Fi to scan. So if you're having Wi-Fi problems, you can go pick the AP that's closest to it and see what the hell's going on.
Very cool.
you don't even need a Wi-Fi or a Wi-Fi man, which is Ubiquiti's equivalent product.
Now, some of you might have noticed that this is extremely overkill. The fact that we've got 4 APs out in this warehouse, we've got another one on the mezzanine that we're standing on. But assuming we get our LAN gaming events going, we could have hundreds of people in here. And that's where the additional APs are going to make a big difference.
Other than that, it's very similar to the U6 Enterprises, which we have everywhere. We love those things. The only real difference is it's Wi-Fi 7.
Which is flipping awesome.
Yeah, it's like theoretically 20% faster than Wi-Fi 6 kind of out of the gate, assuming the device supports it. And then once MLO is enabled.
Yeah, I've seen results that are well in excess of, 2 gigabit per second.
Over Wi-Fi.
Real world, guys.
Now there's multiple different ways that MLO can be used, and one of the big ones is latency. Imagine this. In Wi-Fi, if you're not familiar, it's not like an Ethernet cable. If somebody's using it to a certain degree, you have to wait for them to be done. That's what makes Wi-Fi high latency sometimes and not so much others. Imagine now you can go, oh, this radio's in use. Okay, let me go to this other one, the 6 gigahertz band.
For
now
gaming?
you have 50 devices that are using your 4x4 thing, and your latency's low.
Incredible. Yeah. I'm just curious how much battery we have left on this thing. We still have 92% battery. We've been messing around with this all day.
300 watts, 1.3 days.
That is awesome.
Below 2,000 watts, it's not supposed to go above 30 dB because they have like this crazy cooling setup. And if you look at the front, you see that grill?
Yeah.
If you look in that grill, you see the fans in there? There's like two 92 mil fans in there.
Yeah, look at them go.
They look hefty. What is X Boost?
The app for the one that I have in my car is like super simple. You can't do a lot with it, but it just works.
Oh.
So simple.
Right, this thing can boost to like 8,000 watts if you need for a little bit, which is kind of insane.
All right.
The big thing is if we had the actual proper plug, we could turn this up to the full 4,000 watts and it'll pull that 208 volt 30 amp right from the wall. Actually, I think we need 240 volt for that. But for now, if we were just to plug it into a normal plug, just go down like 1,500 watts.
Or if you have a lot of other things on the circuit, you could set it to 600 watts, just knowing that it's going to take longer, but you're not going to trip your breaker.
Right. Especially since you have that giant battery cache. If you need to draw 1,000 watts for an hour or whatever, it's fine. It will just refill when it is lower.
The electronic strike doesn't fit in the door.
What? How does that happen?
We don't know. They built it and the strike does not fit.
For those not familiar, an electric strike is a little module that goes in here that's powered that allows you to unlock a door with a fob or your phone or whatever the case may be. There we go. Okay, and so our problem is that this no fit?
It kind of looks like it could maybe.
When you take this off, there's an interior gang box.
Here's the plan. We already opened this one anyway. So let's wire it up so we can show the fine folks how our Ubiquiti access is going to work and how it will just release this thing and a door will open. And we'll just get different electric strikes that actually fit in our doors later.
We can do that.
Nice. I'm glad we're finding out today and not a month from now.
Shadow mode, right? We know shadow mode. We're familiar.
Do we? Shadow mode is taking your Unify router / controller / protect camera monitoring system, basically your dream machine, and synchronizing it to another one.
Yeah.
Now, it's not real-time redundant, like if one goes down, just boom, immediate automatic failover, at least not yet. But what it is...
Wait.
Oh.
Well, you didn't let me get
Did I ruin the surprise?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, okay, sort of. The way that it's set up right now, it is just
like a warm spare.
It's a warm spare.
Okay.
But in the current like Alpha 4.0,
oh, cool.
you can do automatic high availability failover.
That's awesome.
So it wires up exactly like you'd expect. You have the 2 cables from whatever your internet box is. The 2 are connected together, and then 1 from each to whatever switch you have. And then boom, it just does.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ubiquiti is moving from, high-end consumer / SMB to like, for real though.
Yeah.
Oh, do we still have the film on the camera?
It's in there.
Maybe. Oh, you guys, you got a cover on the camera.
You better make an entertaining face, otherwise this was all for nothing. Oh, jeez. No. I was right, absolute dork. Is this thing on?
Hey, not bad.
It's not bad, actually.
All right, yeah, no, I think we're pretty good. Yeah, but if I want to see the lights on the rack.
Well, the rack's going to be in the middle of the room.
Oh, All
Yeah,
right.
like right
Oh, that's-
there, probably?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Awesome, that looks great. But what about access control? It turns out that the doors that we installed have all the room in the world for our electric strikes, but the doors that were part of the base building before we started doing our improvements are different ones. So we just have to source some different strikes for those, but for now, we should be able to just like do this, right? Oh, did you unlock it? Oh, ow.
What?
You gotta tell me if you're gonna unlock it. I was showing that it was locked. Of course, it's not that impressive to be able to press a button on your computer and unlock the door. I mean, we had that technology 30 years ago. What's really impressive is that we can use either NFC fobs or phones, or even, if it's not one that requires authentication, a wave of a hand.
Like for exit,
How
actually.
cool is that, right?
Pretty good.
The plan is to have access control on basically every door in the building. And
Why?
the reason for that is that our goal is to allow members to have 24/7 access, but only to the parts they're allowed to have access to. And that might change. So if there's a LAN event going on the one side,
Right.
then no, badminton members do not need to be going in there for security reasons,
Right.
so no one gets their computer stolen. So depending on what's going on in the building, we could have very different levels of access for different people who carry fobs or who have the app on their phone.
Right.
So we don't know how much, if any of that, is ultimately going to be rolled out, but we wanted to be ready for it, and we didn't want to be retrofitting the building.
And you
after
wanted to have the
fact.
flexibility to do whatever you want to be able to do.
Yes.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Flexibility can be very expensive.
The camera down here is a different model too. That's the dome. We needed cameras down here that were tamper resistant, like they have a cover. Because the turret ones, you could just go up and just move it out of the way.
Right.
This one has a cover, so you can't just like screw with it down here.
Got it. Yeah, realistically, we understand there's going to be some shrink. Any retail operation has some, but we'd like to minimize it, and we'd like to know who's causing trouble.
Right.
We are going to have pretty much a blanket policy that anyone who walks through the door is going to be registered, even if they don't pay for a higher tier of membership.
Right.
So don't imagine that you're going to be coming back if you get in trouble. The bad news is we didn't get everything done today. But the good news is that leaves lots of content for the next vlog, setting things up here.
Which is probably going to be speakers.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that setup.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's so much more to do.
If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe go check out the Linus Improves His House playlist. It was this kind of chaos, but on a smaller scale.
Yeah, equally as painful.